especially considering the fact that Nuke actually looked pretty good for them before the half switch. But I'm very curious about the logic here from Entropiq. They must have just really felt like they had an off day, and that if you ran this again, it should be fine, because that's what they're gonna do. We're gonna do what we did before and see if we have a different result. That is kind of the definition of insanity. We'll just see how insane Entropiq's feeling today.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually looking at their previous results. It was 8 losses in a row, or sorry, 7 in a row for HEET on Overpass, and then that sole win. So maybe it's the outlier. They're certainly expecting that, but let's focus on the here and now. It's going to be Nuke. A lot of fun on Nuke yesterday. And HEET, we know they like a bit of Nuke. We know they got some structure, some good plays, and plenty of nades on these pistols. So Exec seems to be coming in soon. Mollies, Flash is ready to go, and can the CTs hold off?
Can they indeed? Oh, here comes the taps for Rister, putting in work behind the cooling towers. He's dropped the bomb. He's looking for more, and this is just about over. bodyy will attempt a hero play with just a Glock and literally nothing to save. On he goes. Down he goes. Off down the ladder. Only one player dropped. Really nice round from Entropiq. No bomb plant here for HEET. And a reminder, folks, he got 16-2'd on this map yesterday. So Nuke hasn't been their friend lately.
I guess same story for both teams there, where their map picks here have not been truly consistent. Clearly there's holes, but when they look at each other, they do, for whatever reason, think these are the right ways to go. Pistol round fairly clean. Full Glock eco. And they'll just be biding their time and letting Entropiq burn through some utility. Or at least take some money out. Not the best nade, but no harm, no foul. It's not going to make a lot of difference.
You know, it does remind me of something that we heard from, I think it was Sampayas during Valencia, when we were talking about Movistar picking Nuke. And he talked about the fact that in the current meta, basically, if you're going to actually pick Nuke and start T-side, you're coin flipping your map pick, because it all just depends on getting enough rounds to actually make a go of it. And it's an interesting one to me that because of how heavy the CT side meta is becoming, teams are viewing certain maps as a bit of a coin flip in terms of just whether you can get the rounds that you need. And obviously, starting without the pistol doesn't improve your odds.
Certainly doesn't. And for those that missed yesterday's game, as you mentioned, didn't have a lot of fun, did they, up against Sprout and Nuke? That was the shocker, because Vertigo, that was Sprout's map pick, super close game. We expected Nuke to be fairly one-sided, actually, towards HEET. They had a disastrous T-side. Nothing was working. So off the back of that, T-side woes perhaps set to continue, but it can't go anything like as worse as yesterday, or we're really going to question this Nuke pick.
Can't it? Yeah. If it does, you're absolutely right. It's one of those situations where you're like, okay, bad day in the office yesterday, bad day in the office last time you played Entropiq on this map, maybe. But it's time to figure out why you actually like this map, why we're coming back into it when you've had a couple embarrassing losses on it. You can't just keep saying, well, we should be good on Nuke if you're not. So, we'll see. Nothing too inspiring just yet, but it is incredibly early doors. Bringing it back, Alan.
Bringing it back. Contractually obliged.
To say early doors.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Door really has us in their pocket. The door industry.
They do.
It's funny when you think about certain things and you're like, yeah, there is a door industry somewhere. Like, there's someone who just manufactures doors.
There's somebody who spends their whole life thinking about better ways to make doors.
The doorman. I had a friend in high school named whose last name was Doorman. You think he did that? Joko is exploding through the doorman, as is Exorcist. Oh my goodness, all those kills came in at once. And that's going to be HEET almost certainly on the board, unless Crad pulls off the play of the century. Doubt he'll even attempt it. Money is not great for Entropiq, obviously. It's very early days or doors. And, well, Crad will not even get to consider. There we go. That's a way for HEET to get on the board with the rifles. Dominant. Not a player dropped all in one motion.
Indeed, indeed. And as is the case, Entropiq, no chance really to bank up so much cash. They're lucky enough that an AWP is in play, so Elian needs to do work. Whilst there's a couple of pistols in the mix, and look at this utility. So much here is on Elian just to find a pick and make this a man advantage, because if this goes late, he are going to have so many nades to just execute him with, and there'll be nothing to stop them.
Minute 25 now. That situation's kind of coming to pass here with the smokes. Oh, and Alien's gone. That's not great. It's the forward prong, the push from Entropiq, and it has been checked. And one thing that's interesting, right, that I am curious to see, well, I may talk about it in a moment because it seems like a fight might be going on outside here. Mir does like to occasionally get a little frisky through a smoke. But one thing we saw a lot from HEET yesterday that didn't work was they'd try and sit in lobby. Nice kill from Forrester onto bodyy. That might make life easier. Forrester, very fortunate he doesn't get peeked here. He would have been a dead man, was fully blind onto it, but instead they'll adjust in towards the ramp, and it's the correct read. Players moving down towards lower, though. Mir already on the scene, and Nickelback takes a fight. Bit ill-advised to come back up that ladder, but he thought he had a player isolated, and indeed he did. Forrester is still second vent here. And they're not predicting that. He's not going to be long for the world. It's a 1-for-1, but speaks to the realm of possibility. We know what Mir can do with that gun, with that rifle. 15 seconds. They need to get the bomb planted, and I think they've just about found a window to do so.
Bomb has been planted.
Mir. Got to move around. I think they're just going to save Mike. Crad might seek around for a gun, but no nades, no kit. Time for HEET to reposition. It's just too many what-ifs. Exercise. Actually going to fall. But it is a 2-on-2, but without the kit, they have to go immediately. Crad has to find this kill right now, and he can't. Mir should just save. It's going to be 2 for HEET. And Entropiq struggling a lot in these early rounds. That was hard because they had no utility, but Elian, with that big green, needs to be doing a little bit more for those sort of rounds to work.
So the thing I was trying to talk about earlier is that HEET did a lot of holding in lobby to try and catch off Sprout aggression, and Sprout didn't really give it to them. But Entropiq, by contrast, is a team that does love a little bit of a poke and a prod. Do you think that might come back to bite them a bit in this matchup here, Alan?
Well, the way it should work is maybe you have a hard read that they're only going to start a few lobby, so you go for it, but it should be reacting to out of control and confirmation of that area on the map. So it shouldn't be a big factor in this game if both teams are playing correctly. It's more a question of, is Entropiq going to overforce it? Do they feel like they can't play a standard round and they're just going to go for lobby pushes? So I don't think it's going to be the biggest factor. It's more so how both teams are actually mid-rounding, whether the lobby fights will dictate the game.
Presence in the garage. Bodyy is isolated, so the pistols could attempt to capitalize on that, but no, they've moved off. HEET letting some time whittle off the clock, seeing if they're going to be given another kill before they have to make their choices. And now with that Molotov confirming, they are going to come try and get bodyy's gun. He's going to be surrounded, and he will be dropped. This is the whole strap. Get that rifle out of his hands. Yes, the site's been vacant. But look at this. There's a player in lobby. It's not going to be checked, but it could have gotten frisky. Instead, full A control is exerted. You'd imagine Forrester's just going to try and save this gun, and maybe Crad and Mir will try and harass from the periphery.
Crad. He's just going to stick around and pray somebody comes up, but it's not going to happen. A bit of a peek around, and HEET would love to keep a few more numbers alive. Whilst equally, any more saved guns would be great for Entropiq. Going into the next. Oh, nice shot, Forrester. That's going to remove another gun. Crad is such an unusual position here. Oh, go on. Go down. Go on. Oh.
It's an interesting choice of timing, right? He throws himself closer into the bomb to just immolate with 1 or 2 USP bullets going out. I feel like the strat would be to either go in way before the bomb or immediately after.
Even a second earlier would have maybe been a kill. But he just goes down, fires 1 shot, and just instantly dies.
Just vaporized. Oh boy. Timing. Funny game sometimes. Heat though, 3 rounds here early. That's very nice for them considering they didn't pick up the pistol. This is a very good showing. Much better, obviously, than that Sprout game, but better than a lot. Crad gets aggressive. He's out the trophy, wants to keep peeking. He's raiding the vending machines now, needs a candy bar. And they've got lobby control. Afro has to back off this. He's even dumping utility to try and prevent the push. And, well, they've just completely given up lobby.
Already on power. Bodyy swings out, finds a nice duel. That flashbang was brilliant. So that takes out the mini player. And from there, Entropiq are really lacking information on towards outer. You see how they're trying to reposition. Bring numbers up. Elian's clearing hell. The bodyy so sneaky. He's ready and waiting. This could be a disaster for Elian.
Boom. Alright, 2 huge kills in the round for bodyy. Considering they started a man down as well, this is very nice. Now they have to capitalize. They do have to actually pick their poison of where they want to go. Mir has worked his way in on the balcony. There's the duel. Mir eliminates. So now B, not so much of an option. Afro will work his way in towards midi. There's still a player behind the cooling towers. And they've got no information, and it's 20 seconds. Of course, he's looking for that play from bodyy, and body's got it. Body's got it. A couple kills, a cacophony of them, and it all falls to Mir. And there is just enough time to get this bomb planted. They know Mir was towards lower as well. So there's only so many spots he could be in. And this is looking good. This is looking very good indeed for Heat. What can Mir pull off? What can he make happen here? Oh, nothing. Nothing, Alan.
This is getting nerve-wracking. Of course, that pistol round for Entropiq, second round conversion. That is their total so far. And Heat on these gun rounds, even in bad scenarios, they're just taking a lot of space. They're making it difficult for Entropiq. And this is what we didn't see at all versus Sprout. The Sprout game was so flat and passive, and you know, they just sit around and try and do something late, run into too many numbers. This is a very different Heat so far. So in that sense, I'm impressed.
Mir. Aggressive outside. He might get shacked. He's out in the open. How does he win that fight? So very exposed. They're going to try and make something happen here. That rifle would be the way to do it. Mir's going to chase. Oh, he's so aggressive, and that might be his undoing. Bodyy just racking his way through lower. Opens up the double doors, introduces the element of doubt, and now they can slow it down. Got all this control, all this damage that Body's done, all this chaos that he has sown. And now they consider where they actually want to go. Forrester with an XM and Hut. Come on, Forrester. Give him a chance. Give him a chance, Lucky. Lucky's going to do it. Lucky's going to challenge, and it's not going to work out very well for Lucky. Good damage on, but, I mean, you do have to clear mini at some point. Oh, Alien gets 2. They don't check him at all. And now a 1v2 for Afro. He knew where Forrester was, but Forrester at this point has a rifle. Afro's past the flash. He's just going to chase. 40 seconds, but it's a ring around the rosy. And there's the check. There's the spot. Afro. Got to be careful about facing this. He succeeds. Does he realize Forrester got back up? He does. Reposition here. Afro through the door. The pistol bullet will do it, and he knows it. He knows how low Forrester has to be. Oh, and he's got the read. He's got the shot as well.
Huge clutch. Huge clutch from Afro. That could have been a turning point. Of course, Heat, they'll be disappointed that a round like that went so close. But Afro bails them out. They've still got plenty of money in the bank, so that's not a huge concern. But that was quite the dodged bullet. That could have been a disaster.
Just Alien and Mini with a deagle. Nearly completely ruined that round. Built 5 rounds stacked up. This is not a bad showing, considering Entropiq haven't gotten anything since HEET began their run. And Afro will get the opener here as well. So it's not going very well for Entropiq. 2 bodies down. Speaking of which, the man named bodyy is having himself a nice game. He keeps getting these entries outside. He's just got so much room to rumble, and he's taking full advantage. And this time, no one's in heaven. So bodyy, again, has a ton of positioning and a second kill, a third. Knows Alien is there. Knows there's no one up watching, so they might just take A. Lucky cut off. But it's just not going to matter. Forrester's the only one surviving, and he is not enough to mount a defense. They know where he is. They've taken lower as a result. They even mollies into the vent just to prevent him from rotating, and there should be nothing he could do. This should be a save on.
Yeah, bodyy just too much. Really sensational entries, and bodyy's never afraid to put himself in the thick of the action. He is, I know there's a little bit of a debate, but I think bodyy is the best player on this team. Especially factoring in that he's got all of the mantle of calling and setting up the squad.
Yeah.
The statistics are good. Of course, he plays a lot of the strong positions, but that's just part and parcel of the sort of leader he is. And yeah, body's overall career kind of transformation for me is pretty astonishing. And I don't know, I do feel like he's going to get a chance on a top French team pretty soon.
Would be great if there were top French teams. But I think
Indeed.
we're looking at it. This is the top French team right now, isn't it?
I guess that's true.
This and Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons are they're still much earlier in their life cycle, put it that way. So I guess you're right in terms of fully French. This is the best team. But yeah, I think there's certainly a case that bodyy could compete at a top 15, top 10 level, I think.
I would agree. Yeah, I mean, HEET's not far off from it. What are they sitting at? 28. Okay, they're actually a little lower in the rankings than I expected. But they're definitely on the climb. They're definitely moving on up. And obviously a victory over Entropiq would be nice for it. First time out going to come in here from Entropiq because this half is looking bad. 6 rounds in a row for HEET. It's not how Nuke is supposed to play. Nickelback has yet to get on the board. That's not ideal. It's looking pretty rough. Nickelback with the secret agent status.
Indeed, indeed. I think also Elian may have a kind of okay stat line, but it just feels like, in terms of AWPing, he's yet to truly be activated and be a factor in this game. So I'd like to see Elian step it up when we get back on the AWP. I think twice, maybe.
So he's got a Nova this time. Might as well be an AWP. Just as good. Nova snipes. Put a scope on her belt.
That would make for quite a spectacle.
I'd be here for it. XSC's looking to get some entries, perhaps from the hot. Right now he's being shown nothing but good damage on the Nickelback and Alien. Means that these players are brittle. HEET have not shown their hand at all yet. 50 seconds. They don't even have outer control established. They're just now throwing smokes, but it doesn't even really look like they're going to go behind it, which isn't a bad idea because Mirror lurks in secret with the two real guns in this game, in this round. What are they doing? 30 seconds. They're going to come into the stack. They're going to come into the numbers with no time to spare. Push is going to come to shove here for HEET, and that's the first body drop. The first domino down. A second as well. Alien connects. Forrester's out, but that Nova is doing damage. 18 seconds. They've got it, but Mir needed to be checked, and bodyy steps to the plate. That's the important kill to find. That bomb does need to go down. They need to transition it over, but Krad cannot stop it in its tracks. So HEET making me a little nervous there, but they still see the round through.
Yeah, trades were just too good. bodyy continues his tear. 155 ADR. That is monstrous so far. His impact, when you factor in the calling, has just been off the charts. And what was it yesterday, Mike? Was it a 2-round T-half against Sprout? Yeah. They haven't lost a gun round yet here against Entropiq. This is a totally different team.
most decidedly, right? Most decidedly a different team. Lucky's gonna get tagged down at least here. Something. It's not quite an entry, not quite an opening kill, but it is damage at the least. Crad, really? That's a bridge too far, and Joko will check it. Entropiq's worst tendencies, right? That urge to just go for a little more. Just go back in. Get back in. Not working out very well for them. Go back's gonna burn, and you can tell HEET are prepared for it as well, because they're throwing really deep or really early utility. They're really focused on every potential corner, every potential re-peek through smoke. They are not taking any positioning for granted.
He have totally put the brakes on. They've let Jocko just lock down that ramp position, whilst body's poking outer. Few nades come in, bit of pressure. That's going to allow body to sneak further and further forwards. At the same time, Jocko's poking low. This is a lot of pressure coming out from HEET, and I fear that it could be a tad too much. It's so spread out. Body needs to come in from behind. The frag mapper, though, is so good. Lucky finds Mir trying to swing out Forrester. Too many players to deal with, so it was a complicated round for HEET, but in the end, they kept it simple and just traded out.
Dude, poor Nickelback. You're looking at the x-rays there. You're thinking, okay, the low HP MAC-10 player is going to swing and bait, so then the second player can get the kill. Nickelback will finally be able to get one on the board. No, they swap guns around so that Afro can peek with the MAC-10, and he just kills him. Ah, so unfortunate here. It's, I mean, this is a battering, right? I mean, this is frankly shocking. I know you personally tend to rate this Entropiq team pretty highly, and they are getting absolutely shellacked right now in this first half.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their results, actually. It's been pretty good. I mean, they had a bad game against Copenhagen Flames. That was during the Dallas close. That was probably just... actually, they're still using Lackey in that one, so they hadn't even gone over to Mir, so... In terms of with Mir, the results have been pretty good on Nuke. And you look at the lineup individually and you say, you've got Forrester and Mir, very versatile riflers. Nickelback can always fill in the gap. Crad's going to be more of that sort of anchor player. And Elian on the AWP. CT side Nuke should be great for them. And they've got good fundamentals. They've got good calling. So I'm not sure what's happening today. But this is far from the Entropiq I expected to see.
Yeah. Timeout going to be taken here because I think this is far from the Entropiq that they wanted to see. Right? Again, Hooch in the comms. Hooch is saying, the heck, guys. Come on. Shake it off. Get back in there. Rub some dirt in it. Other coaching tropes. I wonder what Hooch's coaching tropes are. I feel like Hooch probably has some sayings.
Talking the Yanko retweet style of...
No. I'm thinking like the different Yanko thing of like Yanko likes his old idioms that we've never heard before. That are
the donkey in the mud.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking Hooch probably has some good ones, some good pearls of wisdom.
And he brings them out to, you know, some sort of strange meaning of this game isn't over yet sort of thing.
Exactly. And I want to know what they are.
It's like, it's not over until the fat chicken lays 18 eggs. That sort of thing.
I mean, that's a well-known one. That's just common. Oh, that's just common. Mir gonna re-peek from the same angle his teammate just died from, so of course they don't predict it, but bodyy is so snappy on the response. This guy, it's just instant. Oh, you're gonna kill my teammate? No. Denied. Ooh, that peek is lightning. This is looking just, it's perfection. Again, not a body dropped, full control around the map. That's a rare miss from Afro. Deleted by a P250 peek. All right, some hope. It's only 28 seconds. That bomb is still way outside. It's starting to make me a bit nervous. But there is just Crad. I mean, they know where Crad was. So, come on, guys. Time to move now. He's Molly. Shouldn't be able to do anything. And indeed, he does burn.
Getting out of control, isn't this? 5-figure money on 4 of the Heat players as this round started. There is an AWP on Elian, but as we've mentioned, he's yet to be fully activated, of course. Hate to pull a kind of cool attention, but Nickelback has not had the best game so far. Across the board, Entropiq, individually, team player-wise, they're so passive. They're so scared to take risks this late in the half, and maybe a couple pauses could have helped, but I just can't see this runaway train slowing down. Heat have just got everything right for so many gun rounds now in a row.
Forrester gonna go for peek. He gets it. Oh my goodness, this works out. The second as well. All right, Forrester is done with this. He's taking matters into his own hands. Just single swinging, 2 different players getting both kills, dropping the bomb at that. He is done with losing rounds. He is done with this.
Someone had to do something. First time we've seen Heat at a significant deficit. Playing a little bit over towards ramp, but as we can see on the mini-map, Entropiq are perfectly positioned. There's been no real cross smokes or out of pressure, so nobody's dropped down. 2 here on ramp. Crad finds the first, and now Elian gets activated. He's on the angle. Crad doesn't even need to face this. Flash is nice though to force Elian back, but 5 on 2, they just have to play the crossfires, and it'll be an easy closeout.
Should be. I have to give into that temptation for the next peak. That 1 extra fight. Body's trying to get lucky with his AWP. Oh, and he's just getting rid of it. It's an interesting one. I don't know that Entropiq would really want to play the double. But I guess if he wants to go back to the rifle, you might as well make sure they can't. So he shows face with the AWP, goes back to the rifle, maybe puts the doubt in their mind about which angles he's going to be playing. And they're just going to save. There we go. Entropiq. Stop the run. Stop the slide. 9 rounds in a row for Heat, but no 10th. Entropiq are back on the board. And maybe, just maybe, Alan, they're on the road to recovery.
Just maybe. Still, though, we've got to look at this and say, surely 6 is still a minimum. CT side and Nuke. They're going to have to get that many, and they did win pistol and convert it. It's only been the sole gun round that we just watched, so this is still absolute damage limitation, but at least 5 been lit a tad. Elian's getting aggressive. Mirrors with him on outer. There's nobody really to greet them just yet. Just seeing the proactivity is a very welcome change.
Ilian misses that one. He's low. He's low. Better hope there's no HEs. There are none, fortunately, but the Molotov might be enough to do it, and somehow he does get away. 7 points of health, and he slips down secret. So he's still up. Mir, though, can't say the same. Body, again, so very good on these outside frags. Now Entropiq with the pressure back on, but their AWP are low with the body lost. It seems like they're going to go back to the aggression. Crad trying to push up here. Trying to get in for his trophy, going for a swing, and he's punished for it. They're getting a little sloppy again. They're getting a little loosey-goosey, and in the meantime, the bomb's gone down lower.
Back, peeking out. He had to try and do something, didn't he? Same story of Elian on ramp. Headshots galore being found. It's only Forrester left remaining. It feels like, to me, Forrester's the only real player on the server right now for Entropiq. Didn't he also get a free K on the pistol round? So, yeah. Essentially, all 3 of these rounds are off the back of Forrester. He's playing great, but he just doesn't have the cavalry behind him as of the moment.
Okay. And we're right back into it. So Entropiq get one single isolated round, and then it's double digits on the T side of Nuke. I just want to repeat that for a second here, folks. If you haven't watched Counter-Strike in a long while and you think, oh, it's still the Krieg meta, T sides are nuts, everything's great. No, that's not how most maps play. With the exception of, I think, like Inferno, pretty much every map is at least a 55% split over a large margin on, CT rounds. It's a very CT-sided meta right now, and Nuke in particular tends to play that way. And right now, Entropiq they have nothing. They have nothing. This is desperation. Forrester's going to try and go for this bold play. It works again, and he almost gets the second. How is he allowed this? He's just done so much damage, Alan.
Just relentless. I mean, credit to Forrester. He understands the situation. Strategically, they're out of this game. He's got to try and just force duels. Does near on 200 damage, swinging for a Molotov. So, Forrester's doing his best. Pull them back into this. Crad does find a nice timing. Nickelback also pushing through. So, lobby push here. The crunch. Working to perfection. Heat caught totally off guard. And unless Afro pulls off the miracle, they will just about sneak their way up to 4. Can't hit the flick. So, again, the damage limitation kind of campaign continues. It's just so hard on the eyes, isn't it, to see double digits for Heat.
So, is 5 enough, Alan?
With pistol and conversion,
Okay.
potentially. I'd say the context you want to throw it in here is that they've won pistol themselves, so we can't expect so much on the gun rounds in the second. Why would they be so much better on T side? But it's
not getting 5.
Stamping on their authority. They are on an absolute massacre right now.
Well, that was an academic question, I suppose, and we're not going to get the answer. That bomb is dropped. Alien! No, not going to happen. 11-4 to send us to the halftime break.
Is it probably you think of me all the time? Even though I'm with somebody every night, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray that you feel the same way. Out of focus, I need a spark. I can't keep living in the dark. Nothing feels right, my thoughts are unclear. I just wish that you were here. 'Cause when I'm alone, I get lost in my head, and I try to think back to the things that you said. But living without you is taking the toll. Feel like I might lose control. When I'm down and can't push through, I know you're the one I can turn to. You make me feel like someone new, 'cause I'm never sober when I'm with you. Cause I'm never sober when I'm with you. When I'm down and can't push through,
Well, that was not the half scoreline I expected for the first. 11-4. Heat absolutely destroying Entropiq, and now Heat have the luxury of the defense. Alan, this does not look good for the Entropiq squad.
No. And needless to say, if there's any route towards a comeback, they have to win this pistol round. There's no alternative. Nade's starting to rain over, bodies on the angle. Massacres Forrester. It is swiftly traded. Nobody else is here, Mike. They're stacking ramps, so bomb should be planted. Entropiq do have a good chance.
Isn't bad at all. Bomb not taking away. The retake's going to be on, but it's going to require some snappy shooting. Smoke to set this up. Couple flashes to get them out of heaven. There's the smoke. Here comes the flash. That's one thrown, two thrown, and in they go. Ooh, crowd down. Need some more. Afro's got it. Gets time for the reload as well. Lost the mini player. The shots, that's brilliant. It's all in a mirror. He's got two to deal with. There is a kit down somewhere, I believe. Not actually sure about that one. But either way, they're going to get on the bomb, and there's going to be the shot, and there should just be time. The kit was retrieved. That was the necessary peak. And with that, Heat climbed to 12.
It was a well-ran retake, wasn't it? Clearly, with that sort of setup, you're committing already to retake A, so it's good to have that protocol in place of, if X happens, if we can lose the A-bomb site, we're going to double flash, we're going to swing out together, we're going to get aggressive, and make it difficult to hold on to. So it was a good afterplan from Heat, but Entropiq will be so gutted they couldn't win that pistol round. And again, it's the same story. They're going to force up here, and it's another must-win. They can't let Heat establish themselves here at all.
Like he's already under the schmallow. They have no idea of that. There's a scout also providing oversight in the form of Afro. He's been tagged, so he's not going to be so aggressive. But the question is, with him having provided a distraction already, do they expect this? And the answer, not so much, especially with bodyy here as well. I didn't even realize there's two players. There's two players. They're trying to flash their way on in. He forces out. This could get awkward. That drops the bomb. Now Afro could get eyes on. Dropped himself. This is getting messy. bodyy, 2 bullets in the gun. 2 bullets, can't afford the reload, and he's down for the count. But look at the damage that's been done. These players are so brittle. Just need someone to light the match, and it's going to be a bonfire. And XCCs. Really? It's just going to push? What? What? Huh? Alright. That was a choice. Didn't work out very well for them. But now at this point, Entropiq in a 3v1. Where do they want to take it? Because Joko is still a landmine to step on. But he might be about to find the bomb on Nickelback. Oh my goodness. This could be bad, but a player's down the ladder. There's the kill. There's the bomb. There's the C4. 22 seconds. Joko finds one, but not the last. Entropiq pull off the upset round. They find it.
Okay. All right. Joko, so close to winning that 1-on-3. That would have been the ultimate kick in the teeth. But he can't do so. I think Heat here should not fully invest. They are actually going to do so. I would favor a kind of half investment and really think in 2 rounds' time about having full weaponry. But they say, we know our cash is broken. We're going to full invest the whole kitchen sink. And Entropiq, they have to keep these rounds unbelievably clean. 4 or 5 alive is near enough a requirement.
Doesn't fact check it. Still wins the fight. Didn't know if he'd think that corner was clear for the Molotov. Joko was able to back away, but he doesn't. Chooses to continue to fight. Joko and Afro are in the same position, so when Entropiq realize this, they'll know they have free reign of the map. And instead, it's Amir who's worked his way all the way around outside. He's not been spotted yet. There's the check, but he's got the tag. He's got the shot, and he's not going to have the cleanup. This one's so very messy. He said they wanted to keep 4 or 5 alive. That's not going to happen. Instead, Joko has another chance at a clutch. This time, he's the player who's low. But Elliot's not looking a whole lot healthier.
Bomb has been
Does Joko want to go for this?
I guess if he knew the HP on Elian, he could consider no kit though. Only the
He's
one
out.
sole piece of utility, and yeah, he's checked out. It's going to be an Entropiq up to 6 with a very hefty eco to follow in the next. So, building a bit of traction here, of course. A hell of a long way to go. But in isolation, the last few rounds have looked pretty nice for Entropiq.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. I still can't wrap my head around that push into spawn in the 2v3 2 rounds ago. Still stuck in my craw. My mental craw. But for HEET, there will be plenty of chances to get this back through. You wouldn't expect investment in this round, but they're going to go for it. Okay, Alan, what's going on here now? They've gone all the way in again.
I don't see... Well, they kept the money very low, but... The part that I question is... Why would you need to try and force out their... You know, why are you trying to break their money when you have such a massive lead? They're conspiring to make it work, aren't they? 2 fast frags and, yeah.
That's just the most mirror play of all time. Just, yeah, I don't know, go through this smoke. No one's with me, there's no utility for it. Yeah, try and peek this smoke. Why not? Okay, it's all on Nickelback. He just found his 2nd kill of the game. He needs 3 more. Nickelback got 1 kill in the first half. He's already done his work for the second, but this would be the moment to step up and be a hero. This would be the moment to be a champion. He's got a fair chunky bit of utility, but it's about whether he clears lucky here. Does he predict this corner? 50 seconds. He's going back outside. What's his plan? So much ground to cover and not a ton of time to do it. And look at HEET. They're giving him nothing.
How far back Excise is playing. No risks. No group 3-on-1 for the retake. If Nickelback does plant on A, Lucky is also time to time here. Jiggling out in Squeaky. The timing might be perfect.
Did you not see him?
Nickelback does slip through, but the Molotov will give it away. My thing about swinging actually Lucky on the tap. Pushes out, and I think Nickelback is...
He doesn't have time.
Die here. He actually gets the
time.
frag.
Don't die after time. He got clocked. Oh, he got clocked. Well, that might put an end to this run back of rounds fairly early on here. Timeout going to come in from Entropiq as they try and figure out what the heck the response is. Alien has money and no one else does. So do you go for a Tech-9 play? Set up Alien with the utility to blast the other players in towards A? Do you just try and take the eco here and have a gun round in the next? Because you could theoretically make that work. No, Mir's already picked up utility, so something's happening here. They've got some sort of a plan. But this is the round where they have to have something work.
Yeah. Full investment's going to be clearly. Attack pause is on the lines of sorting out what the plan is here. It's just so hard to see a route into this. AK goes on to Forrester. That makes sense. He's the best performer right now and the rifler. So give it to him and maybe he can generate some magic. But yeah, the pressure is truly on Forrester to find any sort of opening to make this round possible.
Bodyy! Gotta be careful on the ladder there against the tech, but he has spotted the bomb. That's information gained. Lucky with the spam. Almost finding one. They're trying to withdraw. Mir catches Afro on the reload. That's the problem with those spams through. You wind up without bullets in your gun, and now Mir has that nicely reloaded rifle. Thank you, he says. I will take this very happily. And HEET on the back foot a little bit. Bulk of Entropiq still stuck in towards lobby, and it looks like some aggression might come through here. XSC's pushing in the hut. He's got a teammate with him. There's the spot, though. A lot of damage. And it's XSC's who gets dropped after a 1-for-1 trade. Forster wants to chase the kill. Don't know that that's going to happen, but Lucky's not got the health for this fight either. It's actually abject chaos at this point, and bodyy coming through the vending machines might be here to restore order, but no! His bell is rung, and this one's fallen apart. Joko will attempt to be a hero. Now his position known, I don't imagine he could do much more. And indeed, the crosshairs are trained on his spot. I don't know that he's even getting away with this one. There's already a player outside, already checking to see if he can get out of heaven. So he'll slip instead towards the ramp.
Indeed, indeed. Great entries. Good stuff from Mir. And I don't know, I still feel like that investment a round ago was unwarranted. And what we're going to see here is, again, their money is truly out of balance. 1-4 loss bonus. Do they force again? This is, it's getting a little bit tricky economically for HEET.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Last time, they just bought around this one gun, and they're going to do it again. Okay, why not? Yeah, let's get weird with it. Rifle onto bodyy. He also picked up a Zeus, so somebody's got a Zeus right now. Maybe just down at the Lucky Talisman. But it seems like HEET are loath to give up this momentum. They want the fight, and well, that's one rifle drop. That's the saved gun out of play immediately. It's outside, where it's likely unretrievable. And everybody's dying. So it turns out that all these crazy force buys don't always work out. It's not a reliable way to try and win a round. And this time, it's looking like it's going to be clean for Entropiq.
Certainly is. And where are we at now? Has HEET played a proper gun round with full nades and utility?
No.
And I say it can't be more than one or two if they have.
Yes, but then they lost to forces, right?
Yes.
So, no, we haven't had a round where both teams have had a proper gun round yet, I don't think.
Well, that's kind of my point, is that they're investing so much on these force buys that they're never getting any chance to have an orb in play, have full nades.
Yeah, please stop buying HEET.
Yeah.
Now they've stopped. They've settled. Reminder, this was a 11-4 half. So for Entropiq, this is a pretty good start to the second. Kind of like this spot. Got 3 players up on top. USP is just going to try and pepper somebody down. They do get 1, but the exchange rate is not ideal.
Just bodyy then. Any more frags would be quite the result. Forrester's got a cheeky spot. And he should collect bodyy as he peeks wide. There we go. Easy as can be. Up to 9. And this is the problem. This is why I keep saying that maybe HEET should swallow their pride a tad and just kind of fully double eco, because these buys, time and time again, something's lacking. It's kits, it's nades, it's the AWP, and they never be able to play a standard kind of defaulty sort of round. So this can be another one of those, and I wonder if they're going to get aggressive. They're going to half buy, Mike. They're going to half buy.
You're getting your wish. Except for bodyy. Bodyy goes in. He's got bodyy confidence. Joko's got deagle confidence, and he gets a second as well. They're feeding the beast. 2 bodies drop towards ramp. This could be bad. Afro's got the info. They're going down towards lower. A player's already dropped vent, though. And that's bodyy now hunting Mir. What an important kill to take. He will not last much longer, but it at least allows his teammates in towards lower and allows them towards a bomb plant. They're going to pick up pace. They want to accelerate. They want to get that clock ticking away, knowing that there's not likely to be kits on the other side. That's a good read. It's a good read. Meanwhile, there's
Elian's really trying to force a fight, isn't he? He
Yeah.
knows the deal. It's a cheeky off angle, but they just trade. It should be fine. Gets 1. trade is there. Forrester, though, deals with it. 10 rounds. It was just the half buy from Heat, but Jocko truly conspired to make it close.
Yeah.
And for an 11-4 half on T side of Nuke, this is already a considerably closer game than I was expecting.
Here's going to be the op. Here's the first time we actually get the op. Body's even taken a Thomas in this one because of his rifle buy in the last. So here we go. Here's the actual investment from Heat. They got the guns. They got what they want. Now, if they're going to have a play here, this is the moment. And Afro's going to go for secret. This is going to be interesting. There's lots of players outside. Body's close to the smokes. Afro coming up secret. If he peeks the corner, this could be tough. Mir's coming down on top of him. That's been calmed now. Afro ready for this first swing, and they are coming his way. Oh, so wary. There wasn't much resistance outside, so I think Entropiq is wise to the fact that there's probably a player down here. Try the double swing. Here's the chase. Afro, does he readjust? He's back around the corner, and now he's posted. Mir won't be able to bring back that frag, so they're down a man early, are Entropiq. And meanwhile, Lucky's starting to take some control in towards the lobby, but there's the opener onto the site itself. What can Lucky do from the hut? He's got one. Withdraws. Joko's been lost elsewhere, and now Lucky gets pounced upon. Body, the hero, makes it happen. It's down to the 1v1. Down to the clutch. Bomb not planted, but Forrester finds the right side of the cooling towers.
Bomb has been planted.
And Afro's just going to try and read this. He's got the read. He's got the shot as well. He's in their heads. He's in their minds. Heat. It comes right down to the wire. They are back on the board when they needed it most.
Absolute roller coaster of a round. Felt 2 or 3 times there, like Heat were out. They're getting pulled apart. Crossfires were not having effect. But Afro pulls it off. It's been an absolute grind on this ED side just to make it up to 14. But now it's feeling pretty good. 2 away. It's going to be another very good buy. Exercise actually opts in for the XM10. So I guess he'll be in or around hut. And Heat is not being cleaned by any means the CT side, but they are edging closer and closer.
They kind of just need some of these grimy rounds to work out. This time, Afro's going to be posted towards ramp. So last time he was on the move up and towards secret. This time, he's daring them. Come test me. Come check me. Just give me a fight. That's all I want. Speaking of a fight, Body. We get a little Ventress outside red box, and they are holding for this. Joko is under the silo. There's heavy presence from Heat. This is the focus. Player mini, player red box, player under the silo. Body uncomfortable with it. He can't get away, and he is going to be dropped, and he had full util when he dies. They're not expecting Joko, but this could just be a 1-for-1. Now that they know the spot's there, Mir can clear it, and he gets the turn on the second as well. Snappy bit of rifle work from Mir. And this setup all falls to ruin for Heat. This was their big gambit in the round, was a heavy focus outside. And it did not work out. It did not pay dividends. Now Entropiq have their run of the map, and Heat are down in the numbers. Afro's already 1 foot into the save. If Exorcist drops, Afro will play hide the op.
Real kicker for Heat because they had the right macro call. They just couldn't execute. Still jiggling around here as Exercise, but his opponent's posturing down towards ramp. That's undefended at the moment. Maybe Afro could potentially get back in time. He does find Mir, but now bomb set to be planted. Man advantage and good after plant positioning. I think they're just going to save, Mike. I think they're just going to save.
Yeah, makes sense. Could even get the double up if they wanted it. Oh, they do. That answers that question. No, they don't. Never mind. It's a roller coaster. A whiplash here. But it is going to be the save. Heat backing off of it. Investment around these two guns is going to be rough in the next if they even do opt to go for it. Loss bonus is built up at the very least, I believe, but still. Entropiq have made a real game of this.
Just been a half of complete inability to chain rounds together for HEET. All 3 of their rounds absolutely isolated, consistently getting reset to very low loss bonus. And I think they're going to have to save again. They could force out a buy, a couple drop Famises, but it's just not worth the risk. Entropiq are really making a game of this, and the timeout is indicative of that. HEET starting to realize that the comeback is afoot.
All right, here's the strat. 5-7s. Joko dropped them for everybody. Specifically for Buddy Lucky and himself, right? 3 5-7s. Stacked on top of each other on top of hut. Like some sort of giant Gundam of terror. Just everyone looking down at Squeaky with the 5-7s, right? So if one player walks out the door, boom, annihilated. What do you think, Alan?
Okay. What if they got Molly top hut?
Then they're all dead. But you know what? Go big or go home. They go for Deegs, not 5-7s. We did see a nutty Deeg play from Joko, so maybe not a bad idea. An Afro on the door pop. He got run boosted into this angle. He's already got one. Lucky was trying to get the Zeus out. Don't know about that fumble. Lost. With that, the site is lost, and well, frankly, the round might be as well.
Bomb has been planted.
Interesting to see how they actually approach this, because they could hang around and hope for more frags. Smoke is dropped over, so they could do the paint bucket smoke up here on Heaven if they wanted to, but that's gone over towards Garage instead. It's going to be smoke on towards Squeaky. So they're still kind of considering going for this, but it just feels like Afro, you've got to hold on to this AWP. Time is absolutely out here, and Joko hits the deck, so rifles will be saved. The pistols fall by the wayside as Entropiq make it up to 12. Like, what are we looking at here? 1, maybe 2 gun rounds between this?
Yeah.
Already quite the recovery.
This is I think the swing round, right? HEET, if they win here, if they win this round, and preferably keep any form of bodies alive, then boom, you got map point. You could seal the deal in the next. We could forget that this whole embarrassing run back ever happened. But if you drop here, if you drop this right now, with all the util, all the weapons you saved for this round, I don't know if you can get another. Not a proper one. Afro's so aggressive. This aggression outside has been checked a lot of the time. I don't know that he's going to get away, but he does. He slips the net. Instead, it's Bodyy who's the sacrifice, and Exorcise will at least bring back the numbers, but they can get a player down secret, and there is no one lower right now to address this. So they've just transitioned one. There's a second as well. The bomb goes down. And meanwhile, Joko is going to have to go on a bit of a race here to actually be able to catch them.
So when do HEET get the information? When do they get the confirmation here? Afro's clearing outer. It's a player. Oh, has he been spotted from blue?
I don't think so.
I wonder if Crad... No, he's playing off the pixel, so...
Yeah.
Chips in the night in that sense. Nobody spotted either. And both teams are kind of in the same boat here, where they're just sort of waiting for confirmation, aren't they? They're waiting for any info. Afro. Important miss. Whilst his teammates are now under pressure on lower. Exercise does find that kill in the end. And Nickelback, he's not going to expect a player to be top of this side. And Nate might finish the job. Yeah. Indeed it does, and this round has indeed started to crumble.
All right, Alien up the fence. 2K with the op. Here we go. Richie Forrester is going to be point person. Lucky behind the cooling towers has not had a great time of it, but he's got this. He's got this, and now Alien alone is just going to try and save with 15 seconds to go. I thought he was going to try and save. I don't know what his plan was, but suffice it to say, it does not work out. So here's the round that HEET needed to have. They keep 4 alive. They win the critical gun round. Now they get the proper chance to close this out with the gun, with the utility, with everything working in their favor. They just need one more, one of the next 3. And they've got this round, and they frankly have another buy in store after it, regardless of what happens. So this is a prime position for the French team to close.
Afro, getting with that AWP, he's been so much more impactful, hasn't he, since they've established this economy and actually had him with the big green in hand. Spots Adder at the start, nobody there. Elian's top of silo trying to deal with this outer orbing presence. This duel could be absolutely massive. Ooh. Afro wins, head removed, great entry. And HEET now 4 frags away from closing out Nuke.
He's expecting to push the smoke, to be fair. They do it a lot, but no. Instead, they'll go lower. body's in good position for this. He's got teammates as well to support. Lucky coming in for it. They've got the read. They're about to have the fight. Lucky, presumably playing off of body's contact. No, they want to go forward. They want to take the initiative, and it works out. bodyy the sacrifice, but a 4v2 now established with bomb control. Doesn't get much better than this. Forrester and Krad are completely isolated from each other as well. They'll have to spend some time trying to work together if they even want to do so. Instead, it seems to be the individual moves. Forrester hoping for something, but with Ecstasy's pushed up in the hut. It's getting all this juicy audio information. And now Ecstasy's will begin the flank. Presumably, Forrester has to come down the vent at some point. But in the meantime, well, he's about to be a dead man. Ecstasy's nearly panicked that. But he does secure the kill, and now a 1v4 for Krad to try and keep this map in control, to try and keep this in contention. Got 20 seconds to work with. And they're all here. The first shot hit, but no more. It's HEET who seal the deal, claim that map. It got a little out of whack, got a little fast, furious, but they close out.
They do, and let's forget about the second half. First half was phenomenal. They found 2 rounds T-side yesterday up against Sprout, and this time 11. So that's even without pistol, and they didn't get a reset early on. So that's really impressive. CT side maybe a little bit